We all want to lay down that perfect textbook weld, right? But the real secret to a professional result, it isn't just about what happens when you pull the trigger. It's about everything you do before that arc is ever even struck. So let's break down why that prep work is the true mark of a pro.
So let me ask you this. What really separates a weld that's just fine from one that's truly great? The kind you'd be proud to put your name on. Is it just having a steady hand, or is there more to it?
Well, here's the answer. It's all about preparation. Mastery in welding, it's built on this foundation of knowledge and setup that happens way before any metal starts to melt. And that's exactly what we're digging into today, the 5 keys to getting it right from the very start. First up, you have to understand the science of the process itself. We're going to be focusing on GMAW, which you probably know as gas metal arc welding. Look, this isn't just about flipping a switch on a machine. It's about knowing exactly what's happening inside that tiny, brilliant weld pool.
So think about it. The GMAW process is really this incredible continuous cycle. You've got wire feeding out, an arc strikes and instantly melts both the wire and the base metal, and all the while shielding gas is flowing out to protect that molten pool from any nasty stuff in the air. It's like this delicate dance of 4 different things all happening at the exact same time.
And that is why understanding the science matters so much. You see, GMAW is not what you call a forgiving process. One wrong setting, just one, the wire speed, the voltage, the gas, and bang, you've instantly created a bad weld. There is no faking your way through this.
All right, let's move on to our second key, your personal safety shield. Proper workplace health and safety, look, it's not just some boring list of rules. It's a set of professional habits that are, and I mean this, absolutely non-negotiable.
The welding environment is just packed with serious hazards. You're dealing with intense UV radiation that'll burn your skin like a bad day at the beach, spatter that can set your shop on fire, and fumes you absolutely do not want to be breathing. And then, of course, there's the infamous one, arc eye.
Let's talk about arc eye. Anyone who's had it will tell you it feels like someone poured hot sand into your eyes and left it there for hours. And you know what it takes to get it? Just a few seconds of unprotected exposure to that arc. It is a very, very painful lesson you only want to learn about by reading it. So the bottom line is this. Knowing how to use your PPE, operate the fume extraction, and manage all these risks, it isn't just a good idea. It's a fundamental, required part of the job. Period. Okay, so you know the science and you're all geared up and safe. Now we get to the fun part. The machine itself. Key number 3 is all about dialing in those settings for a successful weld before you even think about laying a bead. Let's just look at a quick cause and effect here. Let's say you're setting up the machine and you dial that voltage in just a little bit too high. What do you think happens next? This is what happens. You get a messy, ugly weld, a ton of spatter you now have to waste time cleaning up, and even worse, you risk burning right through your material. It is a direct consequence of one single, incorrect setting you made before the weld even began. A perfect weld, it really just comes down to balancing these 3 core variables. Think of it like a 3-legged stool. You've got your voltage, your wire feed speed, and your gas flow rate. They all have to be working together in perfect harmony. If even one is off, the whole thing falls apart. Okay, let's move on to our 4th key. Your prep work isn't just about the machine settings. It's about the workpiece itself. And when you're doing automotive welding, that means protecting the entire vehicle. This is a big one. Take a good look at this number, $2,500 plus. What could possibly cost that much if you make a simple mistake during welding prep? That, my friends, is the potential cost of frying a modern vehicle's engine control unit, all because the welding current found an unhappy path right into the car's sensitive electronics. This is the kind of mistake that can cost you way more than the entire repair job is even worth. So yeah, the stakes are high. Before you even think about striking an arc, you absolutely must identify your metal, prep the joint correctly, and, this is the big one, disconnect and protect all of the sensitive vehicle electronics. Failing to do that last step can be the costliest mistake you ever make in the shop. And that brings us to our final key, number 5. Look, the job is not done when the welding stops. A true professional always inspects their work, because that inspection, well, that's their signature. I want you to think of this as like a diagnostic chart for your weld. See those little holes or bubbles? That's porosity, and it's probably from a shielding gas problem. What about that groove along the edge? That's undercut, a classic sign of too much voltage. Knowing what these defects look like lets you trace the problem right back to a mistake in your setup. And after you've inspected your work against the standards, it has to be documented. And this isn't just busy work or paperwork, it's the legal record. It's the proof that the job was done correctly and professionally. So, if you only take one single thing away from all this, let it be this. Yeah, the flashy part of welding is the arc, for sure. But the skill, the real professional craft, is built in those quiet moments of preparation, before the work even begins. So, I'll leave you with one final question to really think about. Take an honest look at your own process. Is your preparation as strong, as clean, and as reliable as the weld you hope to produce? Because at the end of the day, you really can't have one without the other.